Good evening. This is Debra V. Wilson. It is Sunday, the 12th of November, 2017. The time is 1900 hours and 7 minutes. I'm going to say I think it's GMT minus 5. It's normally GMT minus 6. But last week we moved our clocks an hour ahead. I'm in Canada, central Canada. And I don't know if that time adjustment is global, and I'm trying to be as precise as possible. So I'm talking about central. It's 1900 hours and 7 minutes. 1900 hours and 7 minutes in central Canada, just for a reference. Today's podcast, after I've gone through the time and the location, today's podcast, I'm looking at the Tesco ad, Everyone's Welcome, and some controversy around it. Tesco's is a grocery store, a large chain out of the United Kingdom. So I'll provide links in the description box for everything I mentioned. In any case, it's a pretty sanitized Christmas advert, and with lots and lots of food, so you'll buy the product. I should backtrack a bit and share yet again some more information about myself. I'm a Black Canadian Muslim, born in the U.S. I've spent 25 years in the United Kingdom doing activism, so I have some in-depth understanding and an in-depth understanding of some sociological and political trends in the United Kingdom, and my focus for many, many years was understanding how civilians, marginalized communities experience national security modeling. In addition to that, I made a living in the United States for a long period of time in an ad agency on the business side, but I'm very familiar with ads and messaging. So now let's go back to the Tesco Christmas Advert for 2017. It's pretty benign. It's very standard. Beautiful people. Everybody's looks well and healthy. Their iteration of families and giving voice to 2017, how we define family, is very different than the way when I was a child. I'm 60 years old, how family was defined. So you have a traditional family, man, woman, child, and then you have a single parent family, and you have a same-sex family. You have mixed ethnic couplings, and you have a myriad of expressions of humanity and how humanity couples and forms families. Everybody appears to be well fed. It's a advert from a grocer. You have black people, white people, an overabundance of white people, which represents the demographics in the United Kingdom, and you have some ethnic minorities, a man of African descent, you have Sikhs, and you have Muslims, just to name a few. And the Muslim people, which are 3 females, were completely benign looking, laughing, joking, young and female. They don't appear to be threatening to anyone. I noticed some little shiny bits in the hijabs there, and I don't know if those were supposed to be Christmas decorations. They had Tesco bags with Christmas greetings on it. Giving voice to everybody can shop at Tesco because to buy their Christmas products, that's the point of the ad, to buy from Tesco. But there's a messaging as well that we're all here together, and we're all in this together to give voice, a counter voice to some of the fractured relationships in the UK. I think as I said, to me it's a very benign, very standard Christmas ad, and whoever put the ad together was aware of some social tensions in the country, as well as I said, the way in which people form and build their lives these days, which is very different from the way it was when I was a child and celebrating Christmas in a Muslim Catholic home. So the question for me is what the outcry is, and the criticism and the threats to boycott and the encouragement to boycott Tesco. And My theory is, and it's a very early working theory, is this is yet another indication of another consequence of national security modeling in the United Kingdom, that we are who we are, but in addition, we all are live in a space of our politically constructed identities. There are assumptions made about persons who are Jewish. There are assumptions made about persons who are Japanese. There are assumptions made about people who are American. And those are politically constructed identities. The assumption that people make about Canadians, peace-loving, nice, kind, everybody. So they're politically constructed identities that actually are assigned to us. And those are generated, multiple factors generate those identities. This is going to be a quick podcast, so I'm not going to go through those. But my theory and thought, and I'm questioning, is now in the United Kingdom, for some, is the politically constructed identity of British Muslims collectively now synonymous to all we have lost. Because we have always been told, and for a brief period of time I was in Birmingham in the UK, and that was in 2010, and people didn't know, do not cover, and people didn't know that I was Muslim. White English people, for that matter, Afro-Caribbean people and South Asian people who were Sikh didn't know I was Muslim. I didn't volunteer. And I was in Birmingham around the Christmas holidays, and I remember very well people constantly stating that all that had been lost during Christmas because of the Muslims not willing to integrate, not willing to be a part. So I think that was one of the points of the ad, was, which is very brave. The holidays are what they are. You make them what they are. You engage how you engage. So that for some people it's religious. For some people it's an opportunity for family and friends to get together. For some people it's an opportunity to exchange gifts. But I think the whole point of the ad was that the way in which Christmas is an identity marker for some in Britain is respected. And indeed, if you have a different way that you want to identify and construct meaning to Christmas, everyone's welcome. I don't think it was a minimizing of anyone's identity. I think it was an expansive view that, for marketing purposes, of course, I realize that. I think that was the whole point of the ad. So, but the most interesting thing about the responses, people felt like something was being taken away, and that somehow Christmas was now a Muslim holiday, which is interesting because when I looked at the thumbnail of this video, it's a turkey in the oven and there's bacon all over the turkey. Probably pork bacon is another indicator that we're aware what this means for many British people. It's how Tesco has assigned meaning to white, English, British people. So I don't think it was a minimizing or an attempt to reconstruct or attempt to take away from, but I think the overriding message I get from the critique of the ad is Muslims now are synonymous in the United Kingdom for some of all we have lost. In the description box, I'm going to include links of articles and a Twitter search so you can look yourself, come up with your own conclusion, think, decide, discuss, and learn. This is Debra V. Wilson. I'm in Canada, and the time is 1900 hours and 16 minutes, and that's either GMT minus 6 or GMT minus 5. Thank you so much.
What's for dinner? Have a guess. Oh.
You did take the giblets out.
Giblets.
Has everyone got a drink?
Have you been based in it, Caroline?
Yes, I have.
Are you sure?
It looks all right to me, I think.
This is what it should look like.
Will you just get out of my kitchen, all of you?
Snow is falling all around me. Children play, having fun.
Thank you so much.
It's the season for love and understanding.
you can have some ketchup.
No.
Merry Christmas.
Dad, want a turkey sandwich?
Oh, go on then.
However you do Christmas, we've got a turkey for you. Everyone's welcome at Tesco.